see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me, how I beat this beat up like a bat.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back at with another video. I'm sorry, I got something in my teeth. But it's kind of been a minute since I've done a live. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to do my video is not going to be too quick, but I just wanted to do a recap of the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. The Chicago Bears got humiliated, blown out by the Detroit Lions 34-17. But I mean, the score really doesn't tell the whole story. The first quarter of the game, the Chicago Bears, they were moving the ball downfield. They were moving it downfield, but some timely turnovers by Roma Dunze. One where Caleb Williams did a jet sweep, and he pretty much fumbles the ball. Right when he gets the ball, he fumbles it. And Detroit, they capitalize, they score. And then the next drive, Caleb throws a dart to Roma Dunze on, I think it was like on a flat route. It was on a flat route. He catches the ball. And once he catches the ball, he comes in, and the ball, like he kind of leaves the ball open for the defender to kind of knock it out. And yeah, I mean, and the next thing you know, it's 20-0. And yeah, man, but that's not the whole story. The whole thing is that Caleb Williams, I really don't care, but I don't even know what Swifty was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking that the Chicago Bears are going to win. I had no shot of Chicago Bears winning against Detroit. Detroit is such a good team. Even with all the injuries that they're dealing with, they're a very, very well-coached team. That's the thing. They're a very, very well-coached team. That's what good teams do. When one or two players go down, now playoffs, that's completely different. That's a whole completely different beast. But when it comes to the regular season, when you're a really good team, I mean, you show up and you show out. And Detroit Lions showed up and show out, and they completely dominated the Chicago Bears from start to finish. I mean, and I think Ben Johnson definitely did show out. I think this was his auditioning role for the head coaching job. And Caleb Williams, he was definitely auditioning for Ben Johnson, showing his repertoire with what he done. Speaking of Caleb Williams, man, this guy had 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this guy has gone 9 straight games without an interception, guys. This has never been done. This season is very unprecedented. Like, in my 4 years of covering the Bears, 4 years of covering the Bears, this is one of the best quarterback plays I have ever seen, since I've covered or since I've been making Bears content videos. Of course, we had Mitchell Trubisky when I started. We had Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky was playing. I think I started like around 2020, 2021. We went through Mitchell Trubisky. Then we went through Nick Foles. Then we went through Andy Dalton. Then we went through Justin Fields. Now Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams, I mean, the throw, especially that throw he made to Keenan Allen on the seam route, bro, for him to get open with 2 defenders draped all over Keenan Allen for that touchdown. I mean, there's a couple throws he made. He made a perfectly timed throw where Keenan Allen can only get the ball with the defenders draped all over him. Keenan Allen was able to high point the ball and get it. And then there was another one where he threw it to Roma Dunze on a 50-50 ball. Roma Dunze was able to go and get it. He threw a 50-50 ball, bro. And just the fact that he's been making all these daring throws, even in a lost season. I mean, and people are saying, oh, you need to bench Caleb Williams. You need to bench Caleb Williams because you don't want him to get hurt. Shut the hell up, man. Some of you Bears fans don't understand football, man. This is a part of his development. He needs to play all 17 games so he can get used to the NFL speed, so he can get more acclimated to the NFL speed. Don't you guys just understand it? I don't understand it with some of you Bears fans that talk about, oh, let's start Tyson Bagent because we want to make sure our quarterback Caleb Williams doesn't get here. We already know that he's a franchise quarterback. I already know it. I already knew it. After that game against what was it? It was against the Jaguars. I already knew that he was the quarterback. He was going to be the quarterback of the future. But this just already solidified it. Think about this. There are only 2 quarterbacks, right? Right? That have thrown for more touchdown passes against the Detroit Lions secondary. It was Josh Allen and Caleb Williams. Those are the only 2. Those are the only 2. And Caleb Williams, he's played very well against these NFC North opponents. Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that it's over 1,000 yards that he's thrown against NFC North opponents to like 7 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, 0 interceptions. But he's played really well against these NFC North opponents. He's played really well against the Vikings the first game. The second game was not that great. Wasn't that great. But against the Detroit Lions, the guy, he's thrown for over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns against the Detroit Lions. He's completed 68% of his passes against the Detroit Lions. He's played some of his best football against these NFC North opponents. And it's definitely showing. And you definitely see his progression. Yeah, he's had his mistakes. He's had his inconsistencies. But you definitely see the progression each time. Every game, you definitely see him making progressions each and every time. And sometimes you might not see it in the statistics. But when you see the eye test, and how he's able to get command of the offense, how he's able to break in the huddle, how he's able to call plays at the right time in a timely manner. How he's able to dissect the opposing team's defenses, what they're going to play. Like reading hot blitzes, like alert, 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 or saying certain things like hot, 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 certain stuff like that, to call blitzes, call out cover zeros. He's able to diagnose all that. And he's doing that with a makeshift O-line, a change in head coach with the interim head coach, 3 different offensive coordinators. This is third different offensive coordinator. His first one was Shane Waldron. The second one, Thomas Brown. And then the third one is Chris Beatty. And let's not forget all the injuries that, like his offensive line, like I said, the makeshift offensive line. Prayers to Braxton Jones and what he's going through. But the kid is so spectacular. He's so resilient, man. And the fact that he's the most sacked quarterback in franchise history and he hasn't gotten hurt. He's a true Iron Man. You love him or hate him. Like, you can hate him all you want. Oh, I don't like him painting his fingernails or whatever. He's a sissy or whatever. To me, he's not a sissy. He's a true Bear through and through. The fact that you're able to get sacked 60 times within a season, Jay Cutler, don't get me wrong. Jay Cutler was a tough SOB, but that time when he got sacked like 55, 56 times in 2011, that dude got hurt. He got hurt. Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields was sacked like 50 plus times. He's missed time. Caleb Williams, man, is so durable, man. This guy is literally like an Iron Man. He's Iron Man, bro, out there in the field, bro. Like, literally, he's a freaking machine, bro. He's just able to get up and then make plays, man. You see him getting hit, like the hits that he's been taking, the devastating hits that he's been taking, and still getting up and making, like, throwing these dime passes to Keenan Allen, to DJ Moore, to Roma Dunze, to Cole Kmet, and still getting up from a hit like that. That just shows you the type of testament of character that Caleb Williams is, and he's an Iron Man, bro. But, that's really the only bright spot, with Caleb Williams. I don't know what other type of things to talk about, but, you can also talk about Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, he had another great game. What can I say about this guy? Ben Johnson, the last 3 years has had the Detroit Lions offense, a top 5 offense, and prior to that, I mean, the Lions offense has kind of been very putrid. With Anthony Lynn, I think Anthony Lynn was their last offensive coordinator, and he was like 0-10. Like, they didn't win no games, and the way he was able to turn around Jared Goff's season, I mean, he's had some success, and lost with the Los Angeles Rams. Sean McVay did all that he could, with Jared Goff. But Jared Goff, I mean, he ended up getting traded, and people thought that he was going to be kind of like a bridge quarterback to whoever the Detroit Lions were going to draft, with Hendon Hooker or whoever was going to be their quarterback. But the fact that Ben Johnson was able to give a resurgence to Jared Goff's career, I mean, it's a testament to how he's been. I mean, that one play, that stumble bumble play where he faked a fumble, and he had Jahmyr Gibbs, fall down, and then he was able to find Sam Laporta near the end zone. Well, to find him for that 45-yard touchdown. I mean, that's textbook, bro. That's a nice textbook play. I mean, he's had some trick plays. It hasn't worked, but I mean, the fact that you're able to come up with all these creative plays, and the fact that you're able, not only that with Ben Johnson, he's able to tailor his playbook to his QB strengths. We definitely see that Jared Goff, he definitely he thrives under a lot of play action, a very great run game, with Jahmyr Gibbs. And I forget who the other running back was. I think it was Reynolds. But the fact that he was able to, use Jared Goff's strengths, play to his strengths, is really a testament to Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson, there are reports with Albert Breer and Tom Pelissero. They're talking about how Ben Johnson definitely has a strong interest. Him and the Bears have a strong interest in with the Chicago Bears head coaching job. And I'm all for it. People talk about, okay, let's get Mike Vrabel. Oh, let's get John Gruden. I know a lot of Bears content creators have been talking about it, specifically Dr. Phil Toshin, but I would not be happy. That would be such a Bears move if we got Mike Vrabel, because yeah, Mike Vrabel is a good head coach, but do you really want Caleb Williams to go through multiple offensive coordinators? I mean, even if they do well, I mean, an offensive coordinator, they're more than likely to, be there at least maybe 2 or 3 years before they get a head coaching job. You don't want Caleb Williams to go through that because, we went through that with Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler went through 12 different offensive coordinators throughout his career with the Chicago Bears. And look how that turned out. That didn't turn out well, but you want to get an offensive head coach because look at where the league is going. It's turning into more of an offensive league. I mean, look at the top teams. The last 10 Super Bowls, 8 out of the last 10 Super Bowl winners were offensive head coaches. They were offensive head coaches. They either went to the Super Bowl or they won the Super Bowl. In the last 10 years, it's been offensive head coaches. And that's where the Chicago Bears need to go. Us getting Mike Vrabel, I don't care what anybody says, that'll be the most Bears move because he's a defensive coordinator. And look what happened. The last defensive coordinator we had Matt Eberflus. The guy played so conservatively. And look where that turned. Look at where that turned out. Look how that turned out. That didn't turn out good, right? You want to get Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, yeah, I get it. People talk about he's a hot commodity. Oh, you don't know how he's going to be. I think that Ben Johnson is going to be a great head coach. He's going to be the next great head coach. And if the Chicago Bears had any balls, if they want to swing for the fences, if they want to get a grand slam, if they want to get a home run, you need to go after Ben Johnson because Ben Johnson, I think, is the right man to unlock Caleb Williams' strength. And let's not forget, this is about the development of Caleb Williams. This team goes as far as Caleb Williams can go. Caleb Williams, to me, is a franchise quarterback. He's the next top 5 quarterback. He's like the next Josh Allen. He's the next Lamar Jackson. He's the next Patrick Mahomes, the next Joe Burrow. He's that type of quarterback. He has that type of potential to be that top 5 quarterback. And you want a head coach paired with him with a good, decent offensive line. You know, we definitely need to build some depth in the offensive line, specifically also in the defensive line, because our defense line is not good. I don't care what anybody said. Chuck, I know Chuck's been talking about, oh, the Chicago Bears have always been good with defense. No, the last couple years, our defense has been total ass, bro. We need to shore up the defensive line because a lot of these teams, they just come in and they just literally walk up and down our defensive line. Like they literally just are able to just go through and slice up our defensive line like it's Swiss cheese. We need to solidify our defensive line. We need to solidify our offensive line, specifically our offensive line. Get a change of pace back, running back. I like Roschon Johnson, but we need a big back that's able to get those hard yards because DeAndre Swift is not that type of running back. He's more of a kind of get through the hole. He's more of a quick type of running back that's able to kind of get through the lanes. He's a quick running back. He's not a change of pace running back that's going to get those hard yards. He's a type of back that, you know, that's kind of gets that outside leverage, but he's not a change of pace back. I mean, but specifically, the main thing, you want to get a head coach that's going to cater to Caleb Williams' strengths, that's going to help out this team, take this team to the next level, that's going to hold this team accountable, that's going to hold DJ Moore accountable, that's going to hold Jalen Johnson accountable. I mean, look at what he said. I mean, look at Ben Johnson's interviews, man. Like the way he's been approaching this whole interview process. He's like, I'm going. He said that. What did he say? He said somewhere along the lines of, I'm not going to join a team until they get their shit together. Excuse my French, and almost in one of his interview process, he's like, I'm not going to join a team unless they allow me to get full control. And this guy, he has enough gall in order to say that to a lot of teams. And I know he's talking to the Chicago Bears. And George McCaskey, you better not get in the way of these head coaches, because George McCaskey, if you get in the way of Ben Johnson and what he's trying to do, then you're part of the problem. Your whole process of you hiring these head coaches, these yes men head coaches, have not worked. Where the hell has that gotten you? It's gotten you a losing record the last, 13, 14 years. Hasn't gotten us anywhere. George McCaskey, if you get in the way of the head coach or of the GM, seriously, you just need to sell the team, because you are literally sabotaging the Chicago Bears if you're not allowing the head coach to do his job, to have full personnel control over the players and over drafting. You need to allow Ben Johnson to have full player personnel control over drafting, which players is going to fit his schemes, figuring out the type of players that is going to complement Caleb Williams and his strengths, that's going to complement his play calling. You need to give him full control, because all the stuff that you've been doing in the past, you hiring all these yes men political head coaches, has not worked. And you need to get out the way right now. Move out the way. Move, B, get out the way, in the words of Ludacris. Get out the way. Literally, get out the way, man. Get out the way and let the coach do his job, man, because I'm sick and tired of it. Stop being like Jerry Jones, man. Jerry Jones is always getting in the way of these coaches. That's why they haven't won in the last 30 years. And that's the same thing with the Chicago Bears, man. George McCaskey's always talking about how he's a fan and that he doesn't know bit of football. Well, you know, here's the thing, ding dong. Stop being if you think that you're a fan, I'm sorry, I can't even talk right now today. But if you think that you're a fan, get out the way and let the coaches do their job. Let the GM do his job. Let the CEO do your job. And just sit down, shut up, and be an owner and start collecting your money and let the Bears be the Bears and try to build this team to being a contender for the next 5 to 10 years, 10 to 15 years. Because at the end of the day, it's about Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears and the development of Caleb Williams. And we only, like I said, we only can go as far as Caleb Williams can go. And that's all I got to say, guys. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. I will do a week 17, week 18. I think it's week 18, week 17 or week 18 tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I will do a week 17 pick'ems tomorrow. And I'm going to be pumping out more content this upcoming week. I know it's kind of been slow. Things have been kind of been slow, but I will be pumping out more content. But that's all that I have for you guys today. And as always, guys, claws up, bear down. All right, guys, peace. I'm out.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up.